Hello everyone and welcome to Andy's Shed Live. This is series 10, episode number 21 for this Sunday, the 5th of June 2022. Hello there everybody, how are you? I hope you are all well today. Just getting the stream up and running. YouTube's been glitching a little bit over the last half hour or so. So if you're having bother with it, you're not the only one, trust me. Right, I'm just taking the silly top chat off and putting it on live chat, which is there. That's where it should be, and we will now see if it actually comes up. Oh yeah, it's coming up. Somebody was saying the clock was slow on the in the chat earlier. The reason the clock's slow is there is around about sometimes a minute, even maybe even more delay between me actually doing something or the clock actually ticking to a certain time and you actually seeing it. There is quite a long delay for it to go through the to go to everything. So yeah, yeah, yeah. People are saying it's been funny and that. Yeah, it's all been glitching out. YouTube's been doing some amazingly strange things over the last half hour or so. I've been sat here watching it, thinking, what's happening there? But yeah, it has been doing some strange stuff. It's not been a good week this week because, as you will see from the title of this episode, the Great eBay Scam. I am going to expose a scam seller on eBay tonight. If you don't want to get scammed, get a pen and paper because I am going to give you an eBay username for somebody you should never buy anything from. So get a pen and paper and write it down and make sure you never buy anything off this guy because he is an idiot. But before we get going tonight, just time to tell you the normal stuff. Of course, if you want to get in touch with us here at the show, you can. There is a contact us page on the website. andyshed.coldpress.net is the place to go there. And we also, of course, have the telephone forum, gpotelephones.proboards.com. I've not even been onto that myself this last week. I've been that busy. And of course, also, if you want to support what we do here, you can via Patreon, patreon.com/AndysShed. And the one I always forget about as well, the online shop, andysemporium.coldpress.net is the one to go to for that. Right, have you got all those? Right, marvellous. Right, let me get the right camera and we'll sort this out. Right, here we are, that's it. Right camera and everything there. So yeah, so I hope you're having a good Jubilee weekend. Yeah, I watched some of it on TV and crikey, I lost the will to live during that concert last night. The Trooping of the Colour with soldiers that can't stand in a straight line, and then the concert with people that can't sing. God, it's time Rod Stewart retired. Yeah. The only one that was any good was Mabel. I quite like Mabel. So, hello Mabel, if you're watching. I doubt you are, but hello if you are. Yeah. Right, what are people saying in the chat today? Oh yeah, they're all on about the rubbish streaming. Yeah, it has been a bit weird. Yeah. Did I get the email of a rare green Ericsson, says Christopher? Yes, somewhere, Christopher. It's somewhere in the ether. Gambo says, oh heck, I hope the dodgy eBay seller's not me. Don't think it's you, Gambo, unless you live in Dronfield near Chesterfield. If you live in Dronfield near Chesterfield, it might be you. Peter Blackbird says Paddington was great on the party at the Palace. Yes, Paddington was the best bit, wasn't he? You know, I didn't like that new CGI Paddington when I first saw it. But the more I see of it, the more it's growing on me. But yeah, but was that the real Queen? Or was it the CGI Queen? That's the question. Was it the real Queen? Didn't look right, well, you know, when she was tapping on the teacup along to Brian May. that did not look right. That looked like they'd done something there. If you want to know how they do these things and how they put one person's face on another person's body, just do a bit of a Google search for deep fake and you will be absolutely amazed at what they can do. Deep fake. Right. Okay. So who have we got here today? We've got Gambo, we've got Peter, we've got Christopher, we've got Wesley, we've got Penfold. Oh, we've got Jimmy as well. So yeah, quite a few people in the chat there. Remember, if your chat is on top chat, if it says top chat somewhere at the top of your chat, click the little settings thing and change it to live chat, because for some reason top chat, it doesn't show all the chat for some reason. And we were talking last week about not being able to post links in the chat. I've got no idea why that is. I've been trying to figure it out this week and just cannot figure it out. There must be a thing you can click somewhere to allow people to do it, but I'm damned if I can find it. So I'm still working on that one, I'm afraid. Penfold says, is Andy in CGI? No, I'm not CGI at all. No. Came out of Max Headroom. Max Headroom. He wasn't CGI either, actually. It was a guy in a rubber mask, because they couldn't do CGI at the time that Max Headroom was invented. And it was actually a guy in a rubber suit. Cool. Wish I was CGI. I could like go on holiday or something then, couldn't I? And just leave my avatar to do this. That'd be marvellous, wouldn't it? So Christopher sent you one or two photos and things. I haven't had a chance to even blooming look at them, but I will try and get to them in a little while. I need to do this other thing first that we've got for this eBay thing. Right. Are you ready for the eBay story? Right. I've actually spoken to eBay this week. I have spoken to the people in Ireland. Actually at eBay, I've actually spoken to them in person this week. And I have found out that there is an eBay scam that eBay are quite happy for their sellers to do, and as a buyer you have no recourse against it. So here's the scam, and I'll show you the person, and I'll show you the listing even. Here's the listing. This listing is not on eBay now, it's been taken down, but before it got taken down, and actually it was taken down by the seller, and before it got taken down I managed to get this screenshot of it. But here is the listing. It's for a job lot of 13 vintage telephones, and it was quite a good job lot. It says rare colours, and it was some of the rarer colours. There were 4 red ones in there, I think there were 3 green ones, there was a push button DTMF trim phone in there, and I won it, as you can see from that, for £75. I won it last weekend. I think it finished last Sunday actually. What's the date on it? I can't read the date from where I am. But yeah, I won this job lot for £75 from this 1984 Just Chilling, who has allegedly got 100% positive feedback. Yeah? We'll follow up on that in a minute, but write down 1984 Just Chilling, because you want to avoid this guy like the plague if you possibly can. Right, so I won that, and I then contacted him, as I always do when I won stuff off people on eBay, and sent a message with my phone number in, because once the auction's over you can send a message with your phone number in, say get in touch and arrange collection. You may have noticed this is collection only. Probably the reason that I won it, why it didn't get any other bids, because it was collection only from a place called Dronfield, which is not far away from me. It's maybe about 10 miles away from me here in Derbyshire. Right, so I won it, and he sent me a message back on Sunday saying if I get a chance to go to the lock-up today I'll pick them up, but I'll message you when I've picked them up. Well, no message ever came, and as the week pressed on, I started to think this guy is not going to ever message me, because what's happened here is he obviously thinks those phones are worth more than £75 for 13 of them. So he's going to try and not honour this transaction, not honour this auction. So I exchanged 2 or 3 more messages with him, said when can I pick up the phones, when can I pick up the phones. This went on for most of the week, and had absolutely no reply from him. So I thought, right, this is definitely a scam. So then I contacted eBay in Ireland. I managed to get a phone number for them. It's not easy, but there is a number that you can get for them. And I got this guy on the phone in Ireland, and the long and the short of it is, eBay does not consider, from what this guy told me, does not consider any of the transactions on their site legally binding. Which means if you sell something on eBay and you suddenly decide you don't want to go through with the sale, you can just forget it's there. And when the buyer contacts you, you can just totally forget it. Now, eBay will say that's not good practice on the seller's part, and they may decide to ban the seller from the platform, but it's unlikely. They certainly haven't banned this one. But anyway, after I contacted eBay, I did get a narky message from this seller, this guy here, this 1984 Just Chilling, who's allegedly got 100% positive feedback. It went along the lines of, I'm away this week, I'm going to report you to eBay for harassing me and all this nonsense or whatever it was. So I thought, well, good luck with that, because I've already just reported you to eBay. So eBay won't do anything to make the man honour this transaction. So I was just about to leave negative feedback for him, and what do you think happened? He then cancelled the transaction. And once the transaction there is cancelled by the seller, you cannot leave negative feedback, even if you've won the item. So a seller could put 1,000 items on eBay, cancel 1,000 items because they don't make what they expected them to make. That's 1,000 buyers that could be messed around, and you've got no recourse to eBay about it, and also eBay will not do anything about it. And you can't even leave bad feedback for that seller. It's impossible to do. Once the thing has been cancelled, you can no longer leave bad feedback. So let's have a little look at this, shall we? And shall we see if we can have a look at this guy's feedback, this 100% positive feedback. So let's go into his thing on eBay. There he is, look. And he's got 77 positive feedbacks, no neutral and no negative. But here's the key to it. It's only feedback from the last 12 months. So let's click on his items for sale, or the history of his items for sale. Hang on a minute. Let's go back from there. Alright. Let's go on see all feedback for a start then. So, in the last 12 months, as you can see from that, in the last 1 month he's had 10 positives, in the last 6 months 54, in the last 12 months 77. But here's the thing. It's not items that he's sold. If you look for feedback he's received as a seller, there's only 1 item in the past 6 months. All the rest is more than a year ago. And there's some bad feedback. So this 100% good feedback is not actually 100% at all. And it says, why refund saying damaged or out of stock? Photos were taken of the item. So obviously that's somebody else who's not got their item. And that was a Scalextric 3-car set, you know, Scalextric cars. So obviously 100% feedback is not necessarily 100%, because it only remembers feedback on this screen from the last 12 months. Before that 12 months, that seller could have all the rubbish feedback in the world and you would not know about it. So that is the great eBay scam. Once they cancel an item, you cannot leave bad feedback about that item. Clever, isn't it? So, this Just Chilling guy, what was it? Just got to look at it again. Let's make sure I get it right. This guy, this 1984 Just Chilling with no G on the end. Avoid him like the plague. He's from Dronfield in Derbyshire. Avoid him like the plague. He is a dealer, I believe, so just basically keep away. Right? In fact, perhaps you ought to think twice before you actually buy anything on eBay, if that is how much protection they give to their buyers, i.e. none, if you actually want the item. Right, what's people saying in the chat? Gambo says, I've seen this and I would have had them, but wasn't prepared to drive down to collect them. Yeah, it's a good job you didn't, isn't it, Gambo? Because you'd probably not have got them anyway. Michael T said, how much did you lose, Andy? Well, I didn't lose anything because I never paid him for it, because he wanted cash on collection. Now, had I paid him for them, he would not. I don't think he would then have been able to cancel it, and I would have been able to leave bad feedback. But because I'm not paid by PayPal or something, and because I hadn't at that stage collected them, and he'd not marked them as collected, he could then cancel the sale. But the other guy that left the bad feedback about the Scalextric, you see, he could leave feedback because he'd obviously paid by PayPal and then been refunded. The scam is they put stuff on at a very low starting price, and if it doesn't make what they want it to make, they take it off again. This has happened to me before with a stationary engine that I won, that was a bargain. I could just never contact the seller. So it's only happened to me twice in many years of using eBay, but it has now happened twice, and eBay will do nothing about it. Now I think when you list something on eBay, I think you should have to put a public address where you can be found on that item. So if I list something on eBay, my address where you pick it up from should be on that listing. And if I don't want my address being seen by the whole world, I don't use eBay. It's as simple as that. The moment you win something on eBay, eBay should tell you again the person's address where you pick the item up from. They should tell you a registered address, an address that's been confirmed where you pick the item up from the moment you win it. But eBay is geared towards the sellers, not towards the buyers. So beware. Use other platforms. Beware. This 1984 just chilly. Avoid him like the plague. You will not get the item. So don't bother bidding. Right. My big lifestyle rant is now over. Shall we continue? So I didn't actually lose anything, but I potentially lost quite a lot, because that was 13 phones for £75. Now if you work that out at £10 a phone, that would have been £130. It was actually £75. If I was to resell them on at, let's say, £20 a phone, it would have been £260. So in actual fact, I have lost about £100 on that deal if I was to resell them all at £20 a phone. So in that respect, I have lost out. Even though I've not lost any of my money, I have lost out. So that is why you have to be very, very careful on eBay. Michael says he wouldn't worry about singular feedbacks. I would. If somebody has got any negative feedbacks, and go back more than a year, don't buy off them. Just don't. Because I shall be thinking twice about using eBay again, I tell you. Definitely. Peter says, Andy, have you considered a small claim against eBay and the dealer? Yes, I asked eBay about this. They said they would need to be contacted by a lawyer, and they would not give out the details of the seller. So how can you make a small claim when you can't get the details of the person you're claiming against? You see, eBay try and make you believe that you are entered into a legal contract to buy and sell on eBay. But it seems that when push comes to shove and you want to test that legal contract, they're not interested in helping you do that. So it's not as legally binding as they would have you believe. Right. Peter says, I can help you with a claim. I don't think it'd get anywhere, Peter. I think it'd be a waste of time, because eBay won't release the details of the seller, because that's what I rang eBay up for. And I asked the guy I spoke to point blank, I said to him, I said, look, have I entered into a legal contract here by buying something on auction? Is that a legally binding contract? And he ummed and ahed and went away and asked his superior, and he couldn't tell me yes or no. All he said was, we would need to talk to a lawyer. So there you have it. So yeah, don't go. It's just 1984, just chilling blow, basically. Don't buy anything from me. To be quite honest, there's plenty of other places you can buy stuff from. I mean, bear in mind now that car boots are starting up again, and you know, it's a bit more reasonable to go in a shop now. I mean, don't get me wrong, COVID has not gone away, despite what the government would have you believe. The government's saying it's down to less than 10,000 cases a day, I think it is now, according to the government. It's not. It's still over 100,000 cases a day. Ask Professor Tim Spector at the Zoe COVID study, who have got an app where people actually register if they've got COVID or not, independent of the government's website. He will tell you that he's still getting over 100,000 positive cases a day across the UK. It's called the Zoe COVID study. You can Google it and find it, and all the data's up there. But it's getting a bit more reasonable to go into shops and things, and when I do start going into antique centres and junk shops and stuff again on a regular basis, you can definitely find stuff in there cheaper than you can find it on eBay anyway. So it'll be bye bye eBay. Car boot sales are a good place as well. I've got some really good stuff off car boot sales over the years. Cool. Yeah, mail me then, Peter. Brilliant. Yeah, drop me a line. Right. Wesley says, I think I crossed over a section of the old Cromford and High Peak Railway. Did you, Wesley? Crikey. Where were you? You probably did, because it was a bit strange, the Cromford and High Peak. It had a lot of inclines on it and stuff. There is the incline that basically goes between Cromford up the side of the hill there. There is a catch point, a catch trap, which was basically a box with sand in it that's quite well preserved on there, and last time I looked in it there was a wagon buffer sticking out of it from a wagon that had run away down the hill. But it is a few years since I looked in it, but I'm guessing it's still there, because who's going to move a twisted chassis of a railway wagon? Well, it says he was somewhere near Whaley Bridge. Oh, I don't know it up that end, so I'm not too sure about that end of it. But yes, I am very soon going to be doing a episode of Escape the Shed about the Crouch Mineral Railway and the other mineral railway in the area that had the walking engine on it, the engine with legs that walked up the hill. I kid you not, a railway engine that walked up the hill. So yeah, when I get around to it, we're going to be doing a video all about that. But it's when I get around to it at the minute, because it's just so busy at the moment. Christopher says he's got a PMG 332 Australian phone made by Ericsson. Right, shall we have a look at these photos you've sent then, Christopher? I can now take that off the frame store. Right, we'll have a look. I'm just looking for Christopher's photos at the moment. Just bear with me a sec. I'll see if we can find them. Right. Let's see if we can find these pictures that Christopher has sent. Oh yeah, they come out huge though. And I can't make them smaller, I don't think. Hang on. Boom, 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 boom. Where are we? Right, here's one. So what is this then, Christopher? It's an S10E21 So I've got some of these. Right, let's see. If I can get this to appear. Right. There it is. That's Christopher's phone. Or one of Christopher's phones, and as he says, it's an Ericsson and 1900 E244, but it's in green, which is a bit unusual, a bit rare. So yeah, it looks like it might have had a new finger wheel at some point, that Christopher. I'm not 100% certain on it, but it might have had. But yeah, it's a fairly late one because it's got a dial 21 on it, not a dial 12 as well. You can tell from the finger stop. But yeah, excellent. E244, quite a nice example that. Right, then you've sent me one that says it's an N1970B. Which looks like the same phone. To me. There, that looks like the same phone. So is it a 1900 or an N1970B? Which one there is it? Do we know? Let's see if I can zoom back in on it. Very unusual this, because of the underside of it. Oh, it isn't definitely an N1970B. I can see it written on the underneath. It's a B28T, which is unusual. It's got that strange base on it that, well, I've not seen it before. That shaped base. It's very unusual. That is very unusual. It's something a bit different. That. Right. Have we got any more? Let's have a look. Oh, it says it's not a 1900, it's an 1970B. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I should have read the description. Yeah, it's not an N1900, it's an N1970B. This one is an N1900 though. That Christopher's restored. They make a nice job of that. Just needs the blanking button or a pressy button to go in the top there. You can buy those blanking buttons new from Brickphone in the UK. A word of warning though, you do only get the button, you don't get the little metal spring clip to hold it in. Because I got caught like that. But yeah, the guy that remanufactures the bits for Brickphone, basically he does plastic manufacturing. So he can make the plastic bits, but unfortunately can't make the metal bits. So you can buy the buttons, but you can't buy the metal spring clip that goes behind them. But you can actually replace the spring clip with a bit of cable tie. If you cut a bit of cable tie, a length of a cable tie, you know, plastic cable ties, and just thread it through the little loops on the back of the blanking button thing, it works like the spring clip, and you can hold them in that way. I have done it that way in the past. And Arthur emailed me a while back. I don't know if I've already shown you this. It says, here's a Smarties advert from the late 1970s with a red 741 wall phone. Now, we've debated whether red wall phones exist on here before. But Arthur seems to have found one in a Smarties advert from the 1970s. I'm not totally convinced though. I will now show you the pictures and let you decide. So this is a still from the Smarties advert. A red wall phone. Now, I know that initially looks red, but looking at the sort of poor colour on the rest of that image, could that be a grey one? But it's just a discoloured cell of film, a discoloured frame of film, and that phone is actually grey. Do you think? Because it only looks red on the bit where it's in shadow. What do you think? It only looks red on the shadowy bit up here. So I don't know. Well, let's have a look. See, it's another photo. Yeah, there's another one of it here. And again, I'm not convinced it's red. That look where it's in light. I don't know. I wouldn't like to say. Wouldn't like to say at all. But it maybe it's red, or maybe it's one they painted, you know, because they did do things like this. They did paint stuff for adverts and things. Spig says it's red to me. Yeah, I don't know, Spig. It's the way you sort of look at it, isn't it? It does initially look red, I grant you. But then, is it or not? It's possibly is. Maybe it. I mean, that looks in shadow. It makes it look like it's got a sort of fade-out paint job on it, and perhaps it had. Perhaps it was multicoloured, because Smarties are different colours, aren't they? So I don't know. I don't remember the advert in question. But you know, if it was red, it's almost certainly it will be an Ericsson version, or it will be a private version. It will not be a GPO one, because they wouldn't have given one to a production company to fit in a glass bowl thing like that in the 1970s. It will not be a GPO one. It'll be a privately owned one from a prop house, and it may have been painted, so it could be any colour. But well spotted, Arthur. Right, I think that's all we've had recently. Oh, going back a bit further, another phone of Christopher's. It says, "Hi Andy, this is my GEC 706 clone, like the one on your desk." It says, "This one's on my office table." So here is his phone, just to say. Here it is. And it is quite a nice one. Is that an original label in the middle there, Christopher, or did you print that label? Because you've done well if it's an original one, but that is almost exactly, well, it is exactly pretty much like the phone that I've got sitting on the desk here. And there it is, sat on the desk amidst DVDs and all kinds of things. I'm liking the mouse mat with the Melbourne Trams on. Excellent. If you've got anything you want to send in, if you've got any photos or anything you want to send in to us, then feel free to do so. The email address has changed. The email address is just simply andy@coalpress.net. That's andy@coalpress.net. Coalpress all being one word. Or you can contact me by the contact us form on the website. It's Andy Shed at coalpress.net. No, it's not. It's andyshed.coalpress.net is the website. You'll find a contact us form on there, and you can contact me through that as well if you can't remember the email. Right, cool, great stuff. Right, what is everybody up to in the chat? Chris says the thing in the middle of the dial, the little label in the middle of the dial, was a made up one. It's a good one. And me fooled. Chris said, "Did you see the photo showing the inside of the N1970B phone in the email?" No. It's obviously missed that off, Christopher. Right, hang on, let's have another look. The inside of it. Oh yeah, I have got the inside of it. I have got pictures of the inside of it. Just a second. There we go, picture of the inside of it. So yeah, it's very unusual on the innards. I've got no idea why it's like that on the innards. It's very strange. Yeah, very strange that is. Not seen one at all like that. Very odd thing. If anybody knows anything about that, get in touch and I will pass the details on to Christopher, because it is very oddball, that. Very, very oddball indeed. They've more or less only used the case, haven't they? Everything else on the inside, they've used parts, but they've sort of assembled all the parts in different order. It's a bit like Morecambe and Wise, you know. I'm using all the right parts, not necessarily in the right order. But yeah, what a strange thing it is. Yeah, it's an N1970B. Cool. Right, okie dokie, that's that. So we did find the photo in the end. Penfold says that is an interesting phone. It is, isn't it, Penfold? Yeah, it's very, very unusual. That I've not seen one quite like that before. But Ericsson and other companies as well, like GEC and that, did very strange private versions of what outwardly looks like a 706 and even a 746 at times. But particularly the 706s, you get some very strange things. Pi did very strange things, GEC did very strange things, Ericsson did very strange things. But yeah. What's Michael T saying? I've just missed something somewhere along the line here. Right, people have been off to Jubilee parties. Gambo says, my son, who has better eyesight than me, also thinks that Smarties phone is red. It could be. It might, my computer, the way it looks on here, because, you know, computer screens, things look different, don't they? But, yeah, I've been caught out. I've had yellow phones in the past. I've had yellow 706 and 746 in the past. And I've sat there with them at the side of a suntanned ivory one and gone, is that really yellow or is it really a suntanned ivory one? And sometimes it's very, very difficult to tell. Very difficult to tell. Oh, Dominic's here. Where's he been? Has he been to a party or something? He's coming back from a Jubilee tea party. Crikey. Where have you been for your Jubilee tea party, Dominic? Is it Sunny Belper? Penfold says, did you have any roast swan at your Jubilee tea party, Dominic? I think it's only the royals that are allowed to eat it, isn't it, a swan? Yeah. I bet it tastes like chicken. Most things taste like chicken. Dominic says, what are the eBay scammers up to now? You'll have to watch this back after the event, Dominic, and all will be revealed. Watch it back on YouTube afterwards, and all will be revealed. What's been going on, and I name and shame one of them. Yeah, the guy. The basic story is the guy didn't arrange for me to collect something that I'd won, and had a go at me because he said, "I'm away. How am I supposed to arrange for you to collect it if I'm away?" Now, he could have. When I originally contacted him, he could have said, "Sorry, I'm away this week. You know, wait until next week to collect it." But he didn't say that. He just said, "I'll text you when I've got home from the lockup." Then no more information from him until I reported him to eBay. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a scam. I'm pretty sure that was a scam because they didn't make as much money as he wanted to make from them. Because he definitely, from the amount of stuff that he's bought and sold, he definitely looks like a dealer to me. So yeah, beware on eBay. But go back and watch it, Dominic. I can't go through it all again. It makes me want to murder somebody. It's a big lifestyle rant. That's what it is. It's a big lifestyle rant. Right. Oh, hang on. I'm getting a load of nonsense coming through on my phone. Gambo says, "How far are you from Castle Donington, Andy, as a matter of interest?" That's a good question, Gambo. Probably about 45 minutes to an hour driving. So not mega far. I used to go to a toy fair at the exhibition centre at Castle Donington, you know, the old airfield, and the old airfield and racetrack and whatever it is these days, and I used to usually do it go at sort of 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be back by about 3 in the afternoon, having looked round it. So yeah, I'm probably about 45 minutes to an hour away from it. It's near East Midlands Airport, isn't it? That's the Castle Donington that we're thinking of. Yeah, but straight down the motorway basically, because I am between junction 29 and 30 on the M1. They've actually now built a junction 29A on the M1, and junction 29A, I can see it from my front window. Junction 29A, I can see sort of across a valley on the other side of a valley sort of thing. Cambo says, "I booked a hotel, so I'm not looking for a place to stay next week, so you're safe. Lol." Well, yeah, if you stay here, Gambo, you'd have to work your passage. There's lots of things, lots of jobs that you could be doing. You could be building a radio station for a start. Yeah, we can lock you in the radio studio overnight if you want. Yeah, we can do that. Says, "I will wave to you when I pass by then on Thursday." Excellent. Yes, give us a wave when you pass by. How long are you in the area for, Gambo? You could appear on the live stream next week if you're still here on Sunday. Yeah. Gambo says, "Catalogue your phones for you." Yes. You know something? I've been meaning to catalogue them for ages and ages and ages and ages. I did start doing it once, but a lot more have arrived since then. But yes, yeah, it really does need doing. The trouble is, I don't know how you will get them all out of the boxes and things that they're stored in to catalogue them. Chris says, "I sent an email showing my 1990s street light." Yes, I think you have somewhere, Christopher. I might have to save that one till next week because I've just shut down the thing that does the photos. But yes, street lights. Street lights are good. You see, I got a street light the other week and that didn't come off eBay. That came off Freecycle, believe it or not. And when I went to pick it up, it had still got a low pressure sodium bulb in it, which I have somewhere actually. Oh, hang on. You see it? How about that for a light bulb? Cool or what? But yeah, I'm hoping to get this street light going at some point in the future. And yeah, bathe the world in orange light once more, instead of these horrible silly LED things that they've got these days. I've noticed around here the local council are a bit more sensible than some local councils. Looking at you, Sheffield. But the local council here in Bolsover is a little bit more sensible, or perhaps it's Derbyshire County Council that do streetlights, because rather than replace entire streetlights with ones with LEDs in, they've just replaced the bulbs in some of them with LED bulbs. So you've got the old sort of 1970s, 1980s Thorn streetlight that now shines white instead of shining orange. So I'm assuming they've just put an LED bulb in. Why could they not all do that? Why could Sheffield City Council not do that and their paid contractors Amy? Why did they have to rip out all the historic cast iron lampposts out of Sheffield and put nasty tin lampposts in their place that everybody complained about? I'll tell you why. It's because they sold the cast iron lampposts for 50 quid each to a dealer who then sold them for £200 each. I know, because I went to the yard where they were getting delivered to, and I also went to the dealers who were selling them to the public, who, guess what, was just over the back fence from where the yard was, where they were getting delivered to. So, yes. Where's it said? That's a lamp. Bulbs go in the ground. Not sure about that one. Not sure about that one. Hang on a minute there, Wesley. Right, I've returned. So if that thing that I had in my hand a minute ago is a lamp, right, what's that? Because that's something else, isn't it? Right. This is a miner's lamp, and it is a genuine one. The guy that used to live next door to me was a pit deputy, and he basically got this from work and gave it to my dad when my dad was alive, and well, he wouldn't have given it to him after he died, would he? But no, he gave it to my dad when my dad was alive. I think my dad asked him if he'd got one, because he quite wanted one, and I've ended up with it. It is, I'm told, what my dad said was, it's a pit deputy's lamp. And you can't open them unless you put them on a magnetic base or something. You have to put them on a magnet. But I'm told this is a deputy's lamp, not just a miner's lamp, because it's got a striker. This little thing here pulls out, and you push that in, and it like rubs a flint on that, and theoretically lights the lamp. It does make a spark inside the lamp. I've just seen it. I can't make it do it now though. It probably all needs servicing because I've never had it lit. I've never even had it apart. They tell me putting a strong magnet in the right place enables you to get them apart. I think what happens is the magnet means you swing this clip aside and then you can just lift the top off, I believe. I'm not 100% certain about that, but I think that's how it works. But yeah, that is a Davy lamp. Would it be? Yeah, it is a Davy lamp. No, Davy lamps have gauze in, not glass, don't they? Well, no, the gauze in the top, I think. I don't know. I'd call it a Davy lamp anyway. Would that be a Davy lamp? Come on, somebody who knows. Come on, Penfold, you're good at these sort of things. Is that a Davy lamp? Penfold says it needs a new battery. No, I don't think it works quite like that, Penfold. I think it has a liquid battery in the bottom. Wesley says yes, it's a Davy lamp. He would say, yeah, I think it's a Davy lamp. So yeah, we'll call it a Davy lamp. But it's incredibly heavy. I don't know how miners did any work if they had to carry that down the mine, then walk to the coal face. They'd have been knackered before they picked up a pick. And I don't know how they did any work at all. Peter says a miner these days is under 18 years old. Well, miners were under 18 years old then, weren't they? Yeah. They sent the kids down the pit, didn't they, in the olden days? The olden days, look at me now. It just asked me to press a button to show something that you were trying to do, Christopher, and I've pressed it, but it's not showed it. Put a picture of his PMG 332 phone on the forum, it says. So if you want to go to the forum, you'll see the pictures of Christopher's phone. The forum again is gpotelephones.proboards.com, and apparently he's put some pictures up on there. I shall have a look myself a little bit later. Right, okie dokie, that's all good, isn't it? Pete says he thinks back then a miner was under 21 years old. God, this is getting confusing now. Yeah, right, well, quick while we're ahead then, Peter. I don't know why that's not working, Christopher. I keep clicking show on it and it doesn't. But it's YouTube. It does weird stuff. Right. Moving swiftly on, other things that I've got to tell you before we go today is that we are out and about at various things you can go to over the next couple of weeks, next few weeks or so. It all starts on, I believe, it's the 25th and 26th. Just let me double check that for you. Yeah, it all starts on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of June, when we'll be with Sheffield Collectors Club at Sheffield Steam Rally, North Anston, which is actually not in Sheffield at all. Do not go into central Sheffield, the railway station or anything, and rock up in Sheffield thinking you're going to be near the steam rally, because you're not. It's quite a few miles outside of Sheffield. Look it up online, Sheffield Steam Rally, and you'll find out all about where it is. But I will be there on a display with the Sheffield Collectors Club, where we'll have some telephones on display and various other things as well. We'll be there on the 25th and 26th of this month. Then the following weekend, on the 2nd and 3rd of June, we will be at the Sheffield Model Engineering, otherwise known as SME, which is a miniature railway in the woods, opposite Dore and Totley Station. If you go to Dore Station, it's basically at the station, more or less straight across the road, up a little lane. But easy walking distance from the station, 5-minute walk from the station, if that. That is happening on the 2nd and 3rd of June. However, I believe the 2nd of June is for members of the Model Engineering Society only, but the public can come on the 3rd of June. So if you're in the area and you're around the Dore and Totley area, 3rd of June is to come and see us, with pretty much the same stand that will have been at Sheffield Steam Rally the week before. It will be there on the 2nd and 3rd of June. And then on the 16th of July, there will be a special live stream on Saturday the 16th of July on behalf of the Sheffield Repair Cafe. I will tell you more about what that is in the weeks that come. But yeah, that will be an interesting one, to say the least. That's coming up in a few weeks' time. Sprig says, "You mean July, Andy?" I mean 25th and 26th of June, and then the others I mean July, yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Because obviously July follows June, yeah. So 25th and 26th of June for Sheffield Steam Rally. The following weekend, which is into July, for SME, opposite Dore Station. But like I say, only the Sunday of that is open to the public. Yeah, I was never good with dates or anything, was I? Christopher says his street light runs 50 watts mercury vapor bulbs on 240 volts. Yes, I think that's what this is down here. Yeah, yeah. Low pressure sodium though, this one that I've got here. But we'll get it going at some point. We'll light it. Perhaps when it starts being dark when we do these shows again, because it's light at the minute. Normally it's pitch black outside when I'm doing this on a Sunday night, but just at the moment, just for a few weeks a year, it's light. So yeah, cool. Right, I believe that might be as far as we go for today. What is happening next week? Don't think there's much of anything happening next week, actually. Well, everything's happened this week, hasn't it? So jubilees and bank holidays and things. So I don't think there's much of a right lot of anything happening next week. I suppose everybody will be recovering, really. But yeah, all sorts. Also, I think I should knight Mabel for her services to recover down. It did indeed go down, because I looked and I got a little red light flashing, but I was watching it on my phone and it didn't seem to stop. Oh, it's stopped now. It can't have actually been stopped for that long, I don't think. Though that's weird. That's well weird. Oh, I'm going again now. Right. What did we miss? Did we miss anything? Yes, it stopped. Everybody's saying it stopped. Yes, it stopped for a moment. As Penfold quite rightly said, I needed a reboot. I am indeed CGI. Yes, me and Aki Ross were both CGI. Funniest thing ever. Funniest thing ever. Do you know the story of Aki Ross and the Final Fantasy film? And the guy from Playboy magazine. I'll tell you the story because it's funny. There was a movie, a good few years ago now, called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. Big Hollywood movie based on the video game Final Fantasy, and the big thing about it, the big thing about this movie was it was the first movie to have photorealistic characters in it, i.e. it was all computer generated, but the people in it looked real. And of course the heroine is a character called Aki Ross, and legend has it that Playboy went to the film producers to try and get in contact with the actress because they wanted to offer a lot of money to pose for Playboy magazine. Of course, there wasn't an actress because she was CGI. But it just shows you can fool all of the people some of the time. But yeah, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. Terrible film. Technically very clever at the time. Storyline, don't even go there. I don't think it had one. But from nerdy technical sort of Philby person sort of perspective, it's quite good to watch. Dominic says, hopefully not powered by Google. No, you can tell I'm not powered by Google because you've not had to do two-step authentication to watch. Chris says you're going to be filming and riding the Tate train. Excellent. It's going to be running on the Glen Waverley line for those of you out there in Australia. And that's going to be happening on the 13th of the 6th. So, what, about a week, something like that away? And he'll be filming and riding on it. And he confirmed he has got his street light in his living room. Cool. Right. And we are back, says Peter. Marvellous. I'm back. I've had new batteries installed in my hard drive or something. Right. It's been one of those today, it really has. Righty ho, we are back and we are here. Yeah, I think that's probably about where we will leave it for today. It's pizza time for those of you who have a Sunday night pizza. It is indeed time. At some point I'm going to try and light this. If anybody's ever lit one before and knows sort of anything about how you do it, let me know. I particularly want to know where you have to put the magnet to fill the thing up. I also want to know what this thing on the base does. Does that wind the wick up or something? Because if it does, there's probably not a wick in it, because I'm turning it and nothing seems to be happening inside. But yeah, let me know. Let me know how they work. Anyone who's got one and has had it working, let me know how it works. So we'll be back here around about the same time, same place next week. I believe it will be 6 o'clock. I know I said last week it was going to be 6:30, but basically something got cancelled this day because of the rain, so I managed to do it at 6 o'clock. So we'll be back next week again at 6 o'clock. Until then, have a fantastic week ahead. Don't eat too many Jubilee puddings, and we'll see you next time. Hang on. Gambo says, I'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. I will be in a field in Derby watching bands. So take care of your people. You're going to download then, Gambo, because I think it's download next weekend, isn't it? Jimmy says, Andy, I've bought vinyl singles off eBay. Sometimes you don't get the one pictured. No, they're very, very naughty, the eBayers are. All I can say is leave bad feedback. When you get something rubbish, leave bad feedback. And leave the feedback before you contact the seller. Because if the seller takes the item down, you can't leave feedback anymore. So leave the bad feedback first, so that other people can see what a rough time you've had with them. Enjoy your download, Gambo, says Dominic. Yes, I will echo that, and enjoy it for anybody else that's going to it. Try not to catch COVID from the millions of people that will be there. Hopefully we'll see you all back here, safe and sound, next week around about 6 o'clock. But for me, for now, have a fantastic week ahead. Like I say, I'm off now for my pizza. So I'll see you next time. Bye!